Welcome to WellSpan Health BrainBusters. Let's start things off with today's community wellness question from WellSpan Health. According to Safe Kids Worldwide, many teens are engaging in behaviors that distract them while walking, putting them at increased risk for injury or death. What are the two most common distracted behaviors? We'll have the answer to that question and many more as we play WellSpan Health BrainBusters.
Hi, we're the Lancaster Catholic BrainBusters team, and even though it's cold outside, we're still hot.
Hi, we're the Redland BrainBusters team, and we're excited to be here on television. We're just glad that it's BrainBusters and not cops like last week.
From Studio A at WGAL 8, it's WellSpan Health BrainBusters. Now here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our show made possible by our corporate sponsor, WellSpan Health. Now, excitement is evident here in Studio A because we are welcoming two very strong teams to compete today. First, we have Lancaster Catholic. They were victorious in round one. And Redland, they received a bye for round one. Now these two teams are ready to face each other. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to work now with today's opening round. We have 10-point questions and one big brain buster brought to you by Turkey Hill. Pick up those signaling buttons and let's use them frequently, beginning now with this 10-point question. Samuel Langhorne Clemens was his real name. What was Ben?
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain was his pen name, of course. There are two national holidays named for people who were not presidents. Martin Luther King Jr. is one. Who is the other? Ella.
Christopher Columbus.
He's the one for another 10 points. Only one planet in our solar system isn't named for a Greek or Roman god or goddess. Aaron.
Earth.
Earth is the one. Good for you for 10 points, and that gets Redland on the board. In the epic poem Beowulf, the monster Grendel is said to be Ben.
Pass.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to complete the question for Redland. The monster Grendel is said to be descended from this biblical character, the first murderer. Who was this marked man? Marietta.
Cain.
Cain is correct for 10 points. An abbreviated title can tell a lot about a person. An MD practices medicine. A CPA is an accountant. What does an individual with a DVM usually do? We stumped you on Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. It was made a national monument in 1982, 2 years after it erupted and scattered ash all over the world. What is Marietta?
Mount St. Helens.
Mount St. Helens is this volcano in Washington State. Complete the first stanza of the following poem with a two-word title. It was many a year ago in a kingdom by the sea that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of... Ben.
Annabelle Lee.
Annabelle Lee. Good for you. You'll find the four words, "In God We Trust," on every U.S. coin. What other four-word phrases on every U.S. coin? Lance?
E pluribus unum.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Any idea, Lancaster Catholic? We stumped you on United States of America. Under the city of Rome, hundreds of miles of underground corridors run like streets in all directions. Early Christians used them as cemeteries. What are they called, Marietta?
Catacombs.
They are the catacombs. One of the most exciting things I ever saw in Rome. And now it's time for the Big Brain Buster brought to you by Turkey Hill. For 10 points and a gift certificate for Turkey Hill ice cream for everyone on the team. To a dermatologist, it's a growth on the skin. To a biologist, it's a burrowing... Jake?
Mole.
A mole. It's a burrowing mammal. To a chemist, it's the amount of substance equal to the molecular weight. Good for you, Jake. Good anticipation. Congratulations, Redland. It's the title held by the head of the Church of England. What is this position? Marietta?
Archbishop.
I need more information. I'm so sorry.
Archbishop of Canterbury.
That is correct. Good for you. Weedon Scott rescues a wolf dog from its brutal owner, tames it, and takes it home. Name the dog, and you'll name this novel by Jack London. Ben?
Buck.
No, not Buck. Sorry. Redland? Marietta?
Old Yeller.
No, sorry. It's White Fang. This chemical element symbol is from the Latin word stibium. What is SB on the periodic table? Jake?
Antimony.
Antimony is correct. In Homer's Iliad, this Trojan prince takes Helen home to meet his folks and starts the Trojan War. Johan?
Paris.
Paris is the impetuous young man. Huey Long's grave is in this southern city, not far from the governor's mansion where he was assassinated in 1935. What is the capital of Louisiana? Ella?
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge is correct. After finding a map in Billy Bones' chest, Jim Hawkins, Squire Trelawney, and Dr. Livesey set sail, Ben.
Treasure Island.
To Treasure Island. In February 1929, he assured Americans that in no nation are the fruits of accomplishment more secure. 8 months later, the stock market crashed. Who was this president, Ben?
Hoover.
Hoover was just in time. Good for you. Great game, going 70-70. I promised you a great competition. Well, we're going to come back with more questions and answers in just a moment. But first, here's the answer to today's community wellness question from WellSpan Health.
44% of teens are wearing headphones and 31% are texting while walking, the two most distracting behaviors leading to teen injury and death. This community wellness question is brought to you by WellSpan Health. WellSpan Health BrainBusters will return after this. Participants on WellSpan Health BrainBusters each receive a sport water bottle. The top 4 winning teams will share grants totaling $10,000 from WellSpan Health, and members of the championship team will each receive an iPad from Commonwealth Charter Academy. So good luck, teams! And now, here's Rich with our coaches and alternates.
Mrs. Patricia D'Elia is the coach of the Lancaster Catholic team, and as you see, she must be a fine coach. She's also a fine calculus teacher. I hear you're quite stern, but quite a tough teacher. But I have a question for you, Mrs. D'Elia. We've seen a paucity of participation in many academic clubs throughout the region because we're competing with athletics. How are you able to attract such quality students to the BrainBusters team?
Well, Rich, our team, as well as I, will always go out and give a personal invitation to students that we think would be a good fit for the team. Also inviting them to a wonderful tournament like this to be part of the studio audience also fosters a lot of interest and goodwill.
And once they witness it and see what a great opportunity it is. Thank you so much once again for bringing such a competitive team. And now let's meet today's alternate. Hi, tell us who you are and something you do outside of school for fun.
Hi, I'm Ansley Ryan, and I play lacrosse outside of school.
Excellent. Are you part of the lacrosse team at Lancaster Catholic?
Yeah, but we partner with Lancaster Country Day.
Oh, excellent. Oh, good for you. Well, thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here. And now we're going over to Redland, and we're going to meet Mr. Jason Jones. You're a biology teacher at Redland. This is your first time here this season. What kind of advice did you give your team before they came here to the set?
This year we talked a lot about passion and competitiveness. And this is my 4th year doing this, and this is the most competitive our practices have been. And I think it's shown in what we're bringing to the table even tonight. We have kids who aren't afraid to jump at it.
It is true, and it's quite evident by the number of students that want to participate, but obviously you had a competition to eliminate and who was going to be on. So let's meet each of you. Tell us your name and tell us something you do outside of school, please.
My name is Megan DeRoche, and outside of school I like to read about history.
Welcome.
Hi, my name is Radley Leddick, and outside of school, I like to code games.
Welcome, Radley. Hi.
Hi, my name is Kajal Mehta, and outside of school, I like to hike.
Hi, Kajal. Hi.
I'm Reed Davis, and I like to fence out of school.
Oh, awesome. Great activity. Hi.
Hi, I'm Emily Zimmerman, and I play softball outside of school.
Hi, Emily. Thanks all for being here. Great people, great minds. Let's put these great minds back to work because now it's time for today's one-on-one rapid fire round. This time we pit our individual players against each other and find out what's going on in their very busy lives. So first, let's head out to Lancaster Catholic and say hello once again to Johan Imperial. You are a senior. This is an important year. Obviously, you're off to a big transition in your life. You told me before the show that you are going to reveal to us where you are going to school.
Yep. I got in early decision acceptance into Johns Hopkins.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Was that your first choice?
It was my first choice,
Good
yes.
for you. Congratulations. Now from Redland, Marietta Siska, you are a senior, and like many students on our show, they participate in Science Olympiad. You're particularly fond of the activity that you participated in. Tell us about that.
Yes, I participate in the event called Sounds of Music, which involves building an instrument from scratch. And so this year, I bought all the supplies for and engineered together a hammered dulcimer.
Wow, and you did this all by yourself?
Yes,
Good
with
for you.
a little help from my father.
Ah, okay. Yeah, dads are good for that. Marietta and Johan, don't ask your dad for any advice on these because we're going to put you two one-on-one. Chaucer's Canterbury Tales include more than 8,000 pairs of rhymed lines of poetry. What is each pair of rhymed lines? Marietta?
Couplet?
They're called a couplet, yes. It travels almost 6 trillion miles a year at a speed of almost 300 million meters per second. Nothing else travels as fast. What is this physical standard? Marietta again.
Light.
Light, and you are correct again. And finally, in 1993, England's royal family began to offer tours. What is the London residence and administrative headquarters of the monarch of the United Kingdom? Marietta.
Buckingham Palace.
You are correct. Good for you. You dominated all 3 of those questions, giving your team a strong lead of 100 to 70. And now let's meet our 2 captains. So first from Lancaster Catholic, it's Wonderful to welcome back Ben Ryan. You are a senior, and you are obviously a great student. There's no question about it, but you're a great athlete too, and you were instrumental in one of your team's success this year.
Well, I like to think so. I play soccer at Lancaster Catholic, and this year we went farther than we have in our school's history. We went to the semifinals of districts and lost in double overtime.
Oh, sorry about that. Are you going to continue on with soccer in college?
I hope so, yeah.
Well, I hope you have a chance to. At least it's a good hobby, no question.
Yeah, thank you.
And we're going to say hello now to Lance Miller. He's the captain from Redland High School. And this is an important time for multifaceted students that they participate in a musical. And the big musical is about to debut at Redland?
Yep, Shrek the Musical is going to be in February from the 21st to the 24th this year. And I play the role of Lord Farquaad. He's a bit of a villain, but we'll say that men of his stature are in short supply.
So as a senior, this is your swan song for Redland. Lance and Ben, our two captains, let's put you two one-on-one. Most of the world's sand, and there's a lot of it, is silica. Tiny bits of quartz or silicon dioxide. What is the chemical formula for Lance?
SiO2.
SiO2 is the chemical formula for silicon dioxide. Good for you. It's a short novel about a long journey up the Congo River. It's also an allegory of journey into the depths of human evil. Lance.
The Heart of Darkness.
The Heart of Darkness is this Joseph Conrad story. And now, captains, please watch the monitor in the studio.
And now, the viewer question of the week, brought to you by Commonwealth Charter Academy. For a family-centered public cyber school experience, discover the CCA difference.
Her father is Wotan. Her lover is Siegfried. Who is this Valkyrie in Richard Wagner's Ring Cycle of operas?
That's a challenging question. We stumped you on Brunhilde. All right, 120 to 70 still. Redland is maintaining their lead, and now let's meet our third players in today's competition. Sebastian Klemmer, you are a senior at Lancaster Catholic. Great to welcome you back. And we know that you want to study history, but much of that interest was triggered by a particular teacher. Who was that teacher?
It was Mr. Martin at Lancaster Catholic. I've had him for AP US History sophomore year, and I loved him so much that I've never left his classroom. And I had Government and Econ last year, and this year I'm studying Western Civ. He just makes it fun.
Oh,
He's
that's
have a good
great.
time.
Well, and engaging for you, no question, and he's inspired you to continue on with history. Now, Jake Kubler, you are a junior at Redland High School. It's great to welcome you back here. And there's so many things that are perfect about all of our lives, and you have one thing that stands out about what's perfect about your life. Tell us about that.
Yes, I do have one special person in my life, and that is my mom.
Oh, that's nice.
She's great. She drives me everywhere. She actually works at my school that I attend, so she helps me out a lot. And I just want to say, if you're watching this, Mom, I love you, and I'm grateful for everything you do for me.
Oh, well, that's nice. All right, now I've got to continue with this. A little, okay, good luck. Sebastian and Jake, let's put you two one-on-one. In 2018 class, the 2018 class included Jim Tomey, Trevor Hoffman, Vladimir Guerrero, and Chipper Jones. The 2019 class includes Mariano Rivera, Roy Halladay, Edgar Martinez, and Mike Mussina. In what, Sebastian?
Baseball Hall of Fame?
The Baseball Hall of Fame is correct. 14 elements on the periodic table have one-letter abbreviations. Alphabetically, the first element with one letter is boron. B for boron. Alphabetically, what is the last element on the periodic table with one-letter symbol? Sebastian?
Sulfur?
Not sulfur, no. Jake?
Yttrium?
Yttrium. It starts with a Y. Good for you for 10 points. And finally, here's a little simple money-making mathematics. You invested $10,000 and it's worth $11,000 after the first year and $12,100 after the second year. What is the annual percentage rate? Jake?
10%.
It is indeed 10%. Good mental math. That worked in your favor. We have a score of 80 to 140. Now let's meet our fourth players in today's competition, Ella. Ella Cassidy is a sophomore. You did very well in that first round of play. It's great to have you here. And outside of school, you enjoy dance. What kind of dance do you do?
Yeah, I take modern dance and ballet lessons. And I've been doing it for over 10 years, and I really enjoy it.
Teaches you balance, and it's almost like a yoga in a way, so it teaches you good breathing and stuff like that. Great to have you here. Erin Yutzi is a senior, and it's pleasure to welcome you here to play with us. And I guess you've always been a scientist, even at 4 years old. And you told me that you started inventing things, and you have some unusual inventions?
Well, one of my favorite memories of whenever I was younger was my dad bought me a little electronics set. Very simple, just like connect a few wires here and a switch here and a battery here. Anyway, I decided to take that apart, and one part of it was an alarm bell. I took off the bell, attached that to a metal mixing bowl, and put a pair of goggles, swimming goggles, on top of it, and I used that to strap it around my head, and I called it your automatic head massager.
Probably needs a little work, but I'm sure it's good. We'll see what happens. Aaron, Ella, let's put you two one-on-one. The only natural material that can cut a sapphire is another gemstone. What is it? Aaron.
Diamond?
A diamond, yes. It's the hardest of the gemstones. Together, they have won 8 Olympic gold medals and 62 Grand Slam championships. What are the first and last names of these tennis-playing sisters?
Williams?
I need the first names.
Oh.
As well.
Serena and... I don't know the other one.
Sorry, I'm going to take that. Ella, do you have any idea? Ella.
Serena Williams and Venus Williams?
It is Venus. Everybody knows the answer. Good for you. And that's for 10 points. And finally, it's a 3-dimensional curve around a cone. It's the shape of a spiral staircase. It's the shape of a DNA molecule. What is it, Ella?
Double helix?
It is indeed. Good for you. And that gives you another 10 points, 100 to 150. We're now going to pick up the pace and play today's 60-second team lightning round. So, Ben, your team is behind at this point. So you have the luxury, I hope, of selecting first among these 3 quizzes. We have Let's March, the Best of the West, and Artistic Artifacts.
Best of the West. Best of the West, Rich.
Best of the West. Do your best, and for 10 points each, identify these people, places, and things which all include a little West in their names. Ben, I take your answers, the team's answer. Johann, Sebastian, and Ella are ready to help you along. 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. So good luck, and here we go. Harpers Ferry, Charleston, and Wheeling are in this state.
West Virginia?
Correct. This half of the earth includes North America, Central America.
Western Hemisphere.
Correct. This Grammy-winning rapper released
Kanye
Life
West.
of Pablo.
Kanye West.
Kanye West is right. This U.S. military academy is on the
West
Hudson
Point.
River. Correct. In college sports, it's the WAC, W-A-C.
No, pass.
Western Athletic Conference. This virus is carried by birds and mosquitoes, and it can affect the nervous system.
West Nile virus. West Nile virus?
Correct. HBO television series set in an amusement
West
park.
Point. West Point.
No, it's West World. Bernstein and Sondheim based this musical on Romeo and Juliet.
West Side Story?
Correct. The tombs of Geoffrey Chaucer, Isaac Newton, and Charles Darwin are in this church.
Westminster Abbey.
Correct. The disputed territory lies between Israel and Jordan on the Jordan River.
The Western Strip?
No, the West Bank. He invented the air brake and founded an electrical company.
Pass.
Westinghouse, the largest state in Australia.
Pass.
Western Australia. This 1787 legislation created Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
Pass.
The Northwest Ordinance. This Caribbean archipelago includes Bahamas, Greater Antilles, and Lesser Antilles, and that was the West Indies. 7 correct. 70 points came your way. A little faltering for Lancaster Catholic. Is this an advantage for you, Lance? We're going to find out shortly with the 2 remaining quizzes. Let's March and Artistic Artifacts.
Let's March, please.
Let's March. March can be a month, a piece of music, or a proper name, as you'll see in this quiz. For 10 points each, march right through these questions and answer questions about March or with March in their names. Lance, I take your answers, the team's answer. Marietta, Jake, and Aaron are ready to help you along. 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. Good luck, and here we go. This season of the year begins in March.
Spring.
Correct. The month of March is named for the Roman god of war.
Mars.
Correct. Proverbially, March is said to come in like this roaring animal.
Lion.
Like a lion, nickname for the annual NCAA Division I basketball tournament.
March Madness.
Correct. The 1868 novel about the March sisters, Joe, Beth, Meg, and Amy.
Little Women.
Is correct. He was the March King and wrote the Washington Post March.
Pass.
Sousa, the only day of the year that could be a military command.
March 4th.
Correct. Founded in 1938 to fight polio, it now fights birth defense.
March of Dimes.
Correct. Shakespeare's Julius Caesar was told to beware of
March of Ides.
No, the Ides of March. In Alice of Wonderland, he's one of the characters at a tea party.
March Hare.
March Hare.
March Hare is correct. In March 2018, it was the student-led demonstration in support of tighter gun control.
March for Our Lives.
March for Our Lives.
Correct. In music, it's the common name for a composition in 4/4 time.
March time.
Correct. Numerically, March 14th is the day on which to celebrate this irrational number.
Pi Day.
Pi Day, yes. This 2005 documentary set in Antarctica won an Academy
March
Award.
of the Penguins.
Correct. William Tecumseh Sherman's 1863 path through Georgia, and we're going to march to the sea. 12 correct. 120 points came your way. 170 to 270. It's now time to reveal today's bonus Brainbuster category. During our break, our teams will wager from 0 to 25 points based on their knowledge of the Middle East. So we'll have the bonus brain buster and, of course, the all-important Final Frenzy. But first, here's an important message from our sponsor, WellSpan Health.
I wanted to help people, and medical field was my #1 choice. I thought phlebotomy was just drawing blood. My job is to make them feel comfortable. It's about caring for your patients and caring of how they feel when they come in. And being bilingual has helped me bring better care for the patients that I see every day. So once they leave like better than what they came in. So I know in my job, in my career, I'm doing something good. The best decision ever.
The internet home of WellSpan Health BrainBusters includes our tournament bracket and the opportunity to email host Rich Rosen if you have any comments or questions. You can keep up to date at WGAL.com/brain-busters.
Well, Redland has a lead, and it's a healthy one, but everything can change right now because it's now time for today's bonus brain buster. During our break, our teams wager from 0 to 25 points based on their knowledge of the Middle East. Let's head into the News 8 newsroom with Lori Burkhalter. She has today's question. Lori.
Thanks, Rich. Okay, here's your bonus brainbuster question. In 1973, he launched a war against Israel. In 1977, he flew to Jerusalem to negotiate peace. What Egyptian leader was assassinated in 1981? Once again, in 1973, he launched a war against Israel. In 1977, he flew to Jerusalem to negotiate peace. What Egyptian leader was assassinated in 1981? Good luck with your answer. Now back to you in the studio, Rich.
Thanks, Lori. Good luck, teams. We'll give you about 5 seconds. Okay, we're going to ask both teams to finish writing, close their pens. Sebastian, did your history course come in handy this time? And you wrote yes or no. I am sorry, that is incorrect. So we're going to deduct 25 points from your score. Lance, how did you do? Did you come up? No, it's Anwar Sadat is the correct answer. We're going to deduct 10 points from your score, 145 to 260. Lancaster Catholic has their work cut out for them, but they can do it now with today's Final Frenzy. This time we have 20-point questions. Pick up those signaling buttons and let's get to work now. 130 million miles ago in a galaxy far, far away, 2 neutron stars smashed into each other. The resulting
Big Bang?
No, sorry, I'm going to complete the question for Lancaster Catholic. The resulting kilonova sent these waves streaming through space, rippling the very fabric of the universe. What were detected in 2017? Ben?
Wow.
No, sorry, it was the gravitational wave. Shirley Jackson's most famous and disturbing story describes an ancient ritual in a small... Sebastian?
Lottery.
The lottery. Love that unsettling story. It's technically defined as negative growth in the gross domestic product in 2 successive quarters.
Recession?
Marietta. Recession is correct. The Caribbean Sea to the north, the Pacific Ocean to the south, Costa Rica to the west, and Colombia to the east. What then?
Panama.
Panama is the Central American country. It weighs 4 pounds, 6.5 ounces. It's 8 5/8 inches in diameter and 1 3/4 inches thick at the center. You might use it at a track and field event.
Shot put?
No, sorry. And throw it more than 200 feet. What is it? Ben?
A javelin?
No, you're both incorrect. It's a discus. He was born on a dirt poor plantation near Hardy, Virginia, which he described in his autobiography, Up From Slavery. Who was this former slave, Ben?
Frederick Douglass?
No, sorry. Any idea, Redland? Booker T. Washington. It flows from the Boyoma Falls to the Malabo Pool, through the Livingston Falls to the port of Matadi. What is the second longest river in Africa? Ben?
The Congo River?
The Congo or Zaire. Over the centuries, it's been called the Isle of Woods, the Noble Island, Innisfail, Hibernia, Era, and Erin. Marietta.
Ireland.
Ireland is this island country. It's what single-celled creatures called protozoa used to get around. What small... Lance?
Flagella.
Flagella or cilia is correct. Joseph K. is arrested for an unspecified crime and eventually executed by 2 mysterious men. Johan.
The Trial.
The Trial by Franz Kafka. In the USA, 100 pennies are worth $1. In the CIS, what are 100 kopecks equal to? Ben?
1 peso?
Nope, sorry. Any idea?
Euro? A euro?
No, sorry. The CIS is the Commonwealth of Independent States. It's a ruble. Abraham Lincoln was the first U.S. president to be assassinated. The second president to be assassinated died 2 months after he was shot. Who was this, Sebastian?
James Garfield?
He was the Republican reformer. Good for you. In mathematics, it's the set of all points whose coordinates satisfy a single equation. In genetics, it's the position of a gene that occupies on a chromosome, and we were going for locus. Well, that now takes us to the end of the round and to the end of the game. With a fantastic performance by both teams, Redland is triumphant and they will return, but we hope to see you in just a short moment or two.
Scorekeeping for BrainBusters is provided by Jennings College Consulting, where students discover the right college fit for the future. WellSpan Health BrainBusters will return after this. Welcome back to WellSpan Health BrainBusters on WGAL, the longest-running high school quiz show in the Susquehanna Valley. Once again, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
We promised you a good match, and they delivered. What a fantastic day we had today at Studio A. Thank you, Lancaster Catholic. We say goodbye to you. We're going to see Redland again, but coming up, we have another fantastic match ahead of us. Mechanicsburg versus Trinity, two very strong teams also. Please do join us then. Thanks for the pleasure of your time. We'll see you next time.